Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about why do I experience rejection and how to transform the feeling of rejection. Many of us may walk into situations, experiences, relationships or friendships that other people thought of us as not worthy of being loved, not good enough to be with, not worthy enough to be with, not being a good partner. So we ended up resenting ourselves, feeling humiliated, embarrassed, because we thought there is something wrong with us. Now, I want you to see those experiences, relationships, friendships, a blessing in disguise, because all those situations helped you clarify what was going on in the unconscious, because your consciousness expect to be loved, expect to be respected, to be treated kindly, but the unconscious is the reason for all the misalignments and problems, especially when we are really hurt and when we are really going through deep pains. So those relationships, if you just only would look into the unconscious, can be blessings in disguise, because you can see what was going on, that you ended up going through that experience even though you were oblivious to it. For example, for me, if I would go back to my childhood, as I mentioned before, my mother was a borderline, so I thought my identity must be tied to her expectations and the standards, because I wanted to feel safe. I couldn't feel safe with my mother because she was a borderline. She had tantrums, she had deep fear of abandonment, so I had to work it out to be safe with her, and that translated itself as tuning into her expectations and the standards so I can feel safe. Later in life, when I walked into my adult relationships and friendships, I realized I don't have emotional boundaries, and I keep tuning into other people's expectations of me so I can feel safe with them. And I couldn't make sense of my own identity because I was having my identity attached to their standards, to their way of life and the way they wanted to experience life. So that is one reason that we can end up walking into relationships and friendships that make us feel rejected. And if you realize these, you can transform rejection and say, well, it's not about me as being a bad person or not worthy to be loved or not good enough. It's about the unconscious that I have learned in order to be safe, I have to tie my identity to other people's expectations. The second point, which is again about my own experience as a child, was I was doing everything to meet my mother's unmet needs so I can feel loved. So you see how it works? In order to feel safe, in order to feel loved, I had to lose myself, my sense of autonomy, my sense of identity. So I had to do everything to make sure that she wasn't afraid of my autonomy and she wouldn't be afraid of abandonment. So imagine that as a little girl, you try to do everything to meet your mom's never-ending unmet needs, and then you forget that you were born to be happy. You were born to become who you truly are. You were born to become the person that you are meant to be. So again, I would walk into relationships and friendships in my adult life that would result in feeling overwhelmed, and people wanted me to be there for their needs, and somehow they couldn't understand that I had needs as well, and they were unmet in the relationship. All they expected was, oh, Mariam, you have to be here for me. Why don't you listen to me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I was like, I really can't understand what's going on here. And then they would say, well, I don't think I want to be with you anymore because you don't know how to do this relationship. You're not here for me. And it was like, I'm not good enough to be with you because I can't look after all your unmet needs. So if these experiences are the ones that you have experienced and you're feeling hurt, resentful, and don't know how to transform, just understand your feelings of safety, the feelings of being loved must not be tied to other people's expectations, standards, unmet needs. So rejection is an opportunity to understand, have I got my own feelings of safety and being loved attached to someone else's perception of me? And if that's the case, heal that trauma. By healing that trauma, you can come out of experiences that people end up dumping you, rejecting you, telling you you're not good to be with, you're not healthy to be with. So that is drawing your spiritual and emotional boundaries, because you're deserving of greatness and healthy, happy relationships that they consider you as an important element that matters and is nice to be with and is beautiful to be with and to journey with. Remember that your identity is in Christ, so don't tie your identity to other people's perception of you. Come to God and allow yourself to receive that intimate relationship with God and find your strength and value in Christ. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video, Cross Transformation, and please share your comments. Please share your insight. I would like to hear how you're dealing with rejection. Where are you in terms of transforming rejection? And make sure that if you would like to have some healing work done, exploring your soul, to click on the link in the description below. I would be very happy to be part of your healing experience. Once again, thank you for watching Cross Transformation, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless you.